So he's 1-2? Yeah, sure. I'm Gene, and you are? Oh, yes. So this is, Yanni, these are the kill buttons. We're off the air now.
Yeah.
And then, you don't have lights? Okay. All right. Yep. Good evening, streamers. Welcome to the television match, the 6:45 television match of the American Straight Pool Championship from Carom Cafe in Flushing, New York. I'm Gene Mann. Some of you may know me from the world broadcast for the last, oh my goodness, how many years? And I'm joined in the booth by Yanni. Why don't you introduce yourself?
So hello everybody. I'm Jani Siekkinen from Helsinki, Finland, and I'm also playing at this event and doing first time the commentary. So be kind if I do some mistakes.
All right, we have to be kind. There are, let's see, how many players from Suomi here? Four? With Mika?
four.
Mika is sort of the foreign,
Yeah.
the foreign child. He stayed away for a while, right?
Yeah, but he's always gonna be this Finnish lion. But yeah, four guys: me, Petri Makkonen, Mika Immonen, and Kasper Matikainen.
Okay, so we've been recruited for the booth, and we're joining the game in progress. We have John Schmidt, who won the World Championship in this room in 2012, and he's playing Eklent Kaci from Albania. Actually, I've heard many good things about Eklent, but I've never had a chance to see a whole game with him, so we'll see how he responds to the legendary John Schmidt.
Yeah, Kaci doesn't. I've heard that he doesn't play that much straight pool, but he's currently world number one in every ranking there is. So he's a tough guy to beat, and he plays also lots of snooker. So he know how to build those racks.
Right. Okay. I was watching him on the snooker table earlier today, and a great number, particularly with the women snooker players, have come here and used the skills from that game to perform very well in American pool.
So a small safety battle going on. So let's see what happens. Trying to spread those balls around and hook the other guy. So hoping to get a chance.
He's gonna come back and put him into the stack. And you know what?
Yeah, that was
I think
really good
that
shot.
that last little bump, I think he loosened that ball.
Kaci could play just slow roll the cue ball. Oh,
Yeah, no, he
no,
he
it's
spread them with
open.
that little bump.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Not so easy to see from TV.
Yeah, you'll find that when you watch on TV, the table looks tighter than it really is.
But he can't hit that so hard, so what happens next? Probably trying to bump the 11, go bit follow, and maybe shoot the 11 to the long corner,
Yeah.
or trying to draw it. Probably,
No, he is on using draw. No, okay, yeah.
so probably after this, 14 to the long corner.
Okay, I think you've correctly called the next shot. He can't see the 8. I don't believe. He's looking at it. Again, the table looks now is. No, actually, he can see more. Again, we're a little deceived by the monitor. He can't see this ball. And he had this orphan ball up at the top to rescue himself with to come back if instead of accepting a long shot.
Yeah, he has to figure out that 7-13-9 problem, even though those balls are open, but it's tricky if you leave it at the end of the rack. Not so easy to figure out. You have to be careful with the cue ball.
So he's going to draw it out from the 8 here, I believe.
And actually that 11 and 14, those are pretty good break balls, so maybe he's trying to leave those for later on.
He's still got these 2 clusters to deal with, those 3 balls in the middle are the more problematic.
Yeah, I would probably go for the trouble now. And
Okay, he used
That was
he
really
kept
good
the
shot.
14 and he broke the cluster up that way.
that would be perfect now. 13 key ball, 14 break shot. Deal the cluster with 11. Or probably after shooting 11, he can break them up with the 12. I think so. Not enough. But yeah, I think the 5 can pass after. Yeah, plays the 12, 7. It's hard to follow and the screen.
Yes,
jumps
you get
around.
you get a little bit used to it, but not very much because, again, we're not looking at the real table. We're looking at an image. Chose to get into them, and now he's got a bunch of choices about break balls.
Yeah. Probably playing 13 middle, then 5, 6, then 14 and leave it to the 2. That would be my guess.
Well, he's double crossing you, Yanni, because he's doing it
Yeah.
another way. Yeah.
But it's not that easy to get, especially now. He has a bit more job to do. Be careful with the cue ball.
Okay, now he's 2 rails and he should be okay.
Yeah. Just have to be careful that,
He's a little bit straight.
yeah. This is what I was about to say, that he has to be careful coming 2 rails so that he doesn't overrun position. But that was good shot. Kaci has some real cue power, so probably he's going to be fine. just
Yeah,
has to get that white ball out of the stack after the shot.
okay, that worked out fortunately.
Yeah. Could he slow roll the one ball
Yes,
and break up
and
the stack with the four ball?
I think that's what he's doing. Even though he's would be shooting out without an insurance ball, there's enough balls will spread out that he's
Yeah,
got to hope
this
with
is
any reasonable luck he'll get something.
this is actually one of the things. Let's see what happens. He might just shoot it hard.
Yeah, that's what he
Yeah.
wound up on it. And where are we going?
Uh-oh.
That's where we're going.
But this is the problem when you go for the stack without the insurance ball, because now he had to shoot it hard and kind of hope that, and this time ended up bad.
Well, doing it that way, because I thought he was, if he started with the 4, he would have been shooting without an insurance ball because he's pushing all the balls away from him. The way he just shot that, he had a ball on the other side that was open. But with all that power, ball can wind up in some bad places.
Yeah, that's true. So let's see what Mr. 400 is about to do.
So one of the problems that comes up in many or most racks is, besides clusters and problem balls, he's got one orphan ball up at the head of the table. So it's a question about, do you try to get that and then come back? Frequently you can leave that as a break ball. That's not in a bad position. It's a key ball.
Yeah, actually, I think he might leave it there for a while and check out if he can get a break ball, really good one, because actually the 3 ball is hanging up pretty close to the corner, so it doesn't matter actually which side the break ball is. It's quite easy to come from there, or he can leave 3 ball and 4 ball and use those as key balls later on. But we'll see, because for now he doesn't have any good break balls. Or he can use 3 ball and 4 ball as break ball, maybe, if he can't figure out something out of 12, 1 and 10. So he's going there now. He's thinking about going to the 1 and 12. Bump them a little.
And it was, yeah, well done. A gentle bump. He still doesn't have a really good break shot. He's got to do.
Actually, he has the 4 ball. He can get from 2 to the 4, and then he can just force follow to the top of the rack. But now he's a little bit on a no man's land.
What we say from American football is the 50-yard line.
50-yard line.
Oh, he's going to take this severe cut.
Doesn't like it.
No.
'Cause-
There's a lot not to like.
Yeah, because actually he has to shoot it kind of hard, and it's risky to bump into the 10, but it's also risky to those lines are so small to
Yeah,
go up and down the table. So that's enough. Now 10 to no 10-1, then 4 is the break shot. Now he have to be careful that he's not straight in with the 2 ball. Uh-oh.
Like you said, Yanni.
Yeah.
Yes.
I jinxed it. Yeah, he can probably come off the end rail. Play it smoothly, just...
No, he hit it with a touch of inside and he got it to come off.
A bit tricky, tricky.
And of course, when you... Now, he must be... All right, he's not going to go into the top of the rack from here. He's going to go
probably
2 rails around the back. Because coming from the top, from the center ball break, it's just so easy to go down, slide into the hole.
Yeah, and the 3, 6, 15, they are coming off nicely.
Okay, he did go to the top. He hit it with it. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, that was a bit risky. He should have hit full to the top. So the cue ball comes back up because the mass of the rack pushes the cue ball towards the middle of the table. A bit unfortunate. So not so easy to begin with Kaci. 3 and 9 locked up. So 14 is probably the only available ball, unless he comes. He goes. Is there a combination? No.
It's
a bit tricky.
Yeah, and for this angle to play it, it's going to take your cue up table. But he's going for it. Can he see it directly? I don't
Or
think
maybe he's shooting it right first.
Yeah, but now, now he's got to come with something.
Yeah. Yeah, 14, 3 rails to 9 ball. 2 rails, 3 rails. Yeah, that's good.
Yes, that was very well done.
And actually, if he can see the 15, he can break that cluster up real nice. And he's going to hit the from 15 the 2 ball.
Yeah. I was wondering if he's going to roll down. He's going to back up for the 15, like you said.
Yeah. And he's going to hit the.
Went too far, a little far.
Because now, even though he's going to draw, the contact with the 2 ball is so little that there's not too much happening. But maybe he can slow roll, bump the edge of the 2, and go for the 13
yeah.
and come underneath. Yeah, like this. That was a good shot. So nice break ball there, 5 ball. And I think he can see that 4 and 8 to the corner. 7 is a bit tricky. You have to figure out what to do with that. Kaci is actually playing quite fast. Normally he doesn't play this fast. That was a good shot. But actually, straight ball is lot about the rhythm, how you
Yes.
play. That defines a lot. Because if you play straight ball too slowly, you start to overthink the patterns, and normally that's when you
That's
hit.
our health message, folks. Don't drink and drive. Don't think and shoot pool.
Oh, he left the two ball as a cue ball. But
Hmm.
look now, we have the same situation. The 12 is almost at the same place as three ball was in last track, and he's leaving that to the last one because there's lots of ways to come back to use the two ball as a break shot. Hopefully he's not straight in. No, he's perfect.
As long as you're not straight.
Yeah. Actually, this is really good. He can just follow through to the middle. This this works. Twenty-five, 27, and Kaci on the table. Well, one ball to the middle or combination. 15 is actually hanging around the corner, but there's a small. The one ball could go from side rail to 14, and then his only options are 6 ball or 10 ball, and it's quite hard to handle the cue ball so that you can just slow roll the combination in. You have to keep the eye on the one ball and also the next shot, so not as easy as it looks. One ball to the middle. Have to be careful not hitting the 10 ball. Now this perfect shot. Bit too slow, but Kaci is almost like 2 meters, or how you say it
So
here.
well, 2 meters is 6 feet.
Yeah, so 6 feet long, so he can reach this one.
Yeah, no, I think he's bigger than that. I think he's taller than. Yeah, again, like he is like maybe 2 meters tall, which
Yeah.
would. Oh, he's not quite 2 meters, but more than 6 feet.
Yeah. Really good shot. Again, quite comfortable shooting with the bridge as he plays lots of snooker, so you have to use that a lot. Actually, Kaci is multiple time Albanian snooker champion.
Oh. So people who don't know straight pool would think it's a good thing to have a second ball fall in. It almost never is. Much nicer to have it hang up.
Yeah, unless your score is 123 and you make 2 balls in a row.
And you want to go home a little early, yes.
Yeah, then it's good. But otherwise, not so good. Now he has to figure out still that 13, 12, 8 and 7 cluster. Yeah, that was really nice shot. Can he see the 13?
It looks tight. Oh, we can't really. I think he can.
Bit tricky
Yeah.
shot if he goes for the 13, because the cue ball will. No, he's going for 11. That was a nice shot. A bit straight in, even though there's slight angle, but the cloth is brand new, so the cue ball doesn't take the spins as good as with old cloth. So he has to shoot it quite hard. Probably using the 3 ball as a break shot and the 7 ball as a key ball.
Which will send another center pocket break shot. And we saw that last time with John Schmidt, and he wound up in the drink.
Yeah. Where's the cue ball going? That made things a bit difficult. Sometimes in straight pool, as the lots of shots are like really small shots and like stop, stop, stop. Sometimes players like to shoot few of the balls a bit harder, like Kaci just did, but sometimes things can go wrong as you're not used to shooting harder. Even though nowadays lots of these young players, me included, we shoot the break shot quite hard, just smash the rack up. But it has been nice to see these older gentlemen here playing this kind of old school straight pool, just bumping the
chip, bump. Yep.
Yeah, it's actually quite enjoyable to watch. They control the cue ball so good, and they read the stack really good, so it's fun to watch. Oh, so no easy opening shot, probably 12 to the long corner. That's really tough, really tough. and he has to avoid hitting the 8 ball, because if he hit it to that side, where's he shooting at, he end up behind the rack.
Okay,
Wow,
he made it.
perfect,
Excellent.
perfect shot. Small cluster on the right side of the table, but not too big problem. Now stop shot from here, and then play the 5. No. Leaving it later on. So now the 5 ball. Could he bump from the rail and make the 11 as a break ball? Just like this.
Yep. It's a little high, but it's okay. You could do stuff with it.
Yeah, or he can now slow roll the 10 ball and move the 1
The
ball.
1
to
ball,
the,
yeah.
So then he have 2 options, which is always nice. But actually, if he bumps the 1, he doesn't have that easy shot after that.
That's
so.
correct.
Oh, Filipino style. No? One for the crowd. Actually, he should get rid of the 10 ball now, because it's, even though those balls are open, it's a bit tricky later on if he leaves it there. So I would play like 10, 2, and 6, and then those balls from up there.
Well, he's not listening to you.
No. Because if he's using the 11 as a break ball, it's quite tough to get from there to 11. He has to shoot really good now.
Shoot the 1 in the same pocket. And now,
Because now if he comes from 2 rails, it's not that easy. And 1 rail.
he's
Also
going
not-
1 and he pitched it forward. He did okay.
Yeah, that was good shot. Lots of side spin. But that is the thing that you can go wrong, because for example a small skid, something like this, and he wouldn't be there. So that's why you always want to be that end of the rack be as easy as possible. And that is the beauty of this game. You have to figure out the patterns and
Yes,
how to work of the end of the rack.
right. The ideal is that the triangle, those last 3 balls,
Yeah,
as stop shots.
have to be careful with the cue ball. It might go. Oh, he played force follow. Yeah, that was a good shot, but not so experienced players might shoot that with just center ball, and it hits the top of the rack and goes from side rail to the middle. That is seen quite often. Actually, this guy from Finland, this Kasper Matikainen, he was running back in Finland to 200. He made the break shot, break ball, but scratch from the break, so it was only 198.
Huh.
He has some job to do with the 1 and 6. Actually, it's quite easy to get from 5 to 6, so he probably will roll cross side now to the 5. And then after that, or 14.
Yeah, I think he's going to take the 14 out first.
Yeah, 14, 5, then 6, probably. But those are also a bit tricky.
Yeah, the Orion's belt there and
Yeah.
those three
Yeah.
balls.
From this angle, it looks like that the 9 passes to the corner.
Yes, it does, but that doesn't do anything about the other two balls, which don't pass, I don't think, except to shoot them up. So we'll see how he figures this out. Let's have a different angle. He doesn't look as if it's tragic. Oh, he can see it. I guarantee you, I would be frozen to the 6 ball, but I'm very good at that.
Yeah, actually, if he can draw it
He can
gently, he can
right, he
make
can
the
just push.
15 as break ball. Probably.
That's what he's looking at. But he's not listening to us.
No.
Okay, we didn't think he could see that too, so that makes it easier.
But this is also the problem as he leaves the cluster till the end.
Longer and longer, yeah.
So you might end up with no break shot. Yeah, the 10 was making things a bit difficult for the site, so overcut it. So 40 points difference. Can he make the 15 as a break ball? Yeah, perfect shot. Nice shot. Not so easy to come from the bench and shoot second shot like that. A bit straight in, but probably can force it. Oh, playing it smooth.
Okay. So how do you like this Cusco software?
Yeah, this is really nice. As we Europeans, we calculate the straight pull a bit differently. And last year, this event was in Richmond, and half of the tournament was learning how to mark the balls as Americans does it. So this is quite easy, and this is really good system, and makes the game a bit faster, as you don't have to calculate all the time with
Right.
pen and paper. So it's really nice.
And good for the spectators, of course, because
Yeah,
they
of
can
course.
see what's going on.
Yeah, that's really good, and the stream is unbelievable. So nice for the spectators, and that is always good. Maybe we get some more people to play, come to the sport.
And I am totally prejudiced. This is the game. Straight pool, 14.1
Yeah,
is the we used
king
to call
of the
it
disciplines.
the championship game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad that there's not too many tournaments straight pool. Actually, in Finland we have only 2 tournaments per year. Then maybe European Championships if you make it to the national team. Then 1 tournament, and this been for 2 years now for me. So only 4 competitions per year straight pool. So that's not too much. Nice game, and it has all the elements of pool that you need. You need to know these long shots. You need to read the stack. You have to play combinations. Everything. It's a perfect game, and perfect for practice also. Because, for example, in 9 ball, if you practice just running those racks, it doesn't make you feel the pressure. But when you're reaching your high run, you're definitely starting to feel that pressure. A bit unfortunate to bump the 10 a little, lock those balls up. But this guy has the moves. Is sitting quite nicely there as a break ball. Have to figure out those 5 balls there. 9, 3, 7, 10, and 5. It's also nice in straight pool that you make one right choice, and everything clears up. But in my opinion, that is the main difference between really good straight pool player and average or slightly not so experienced player, that they make the wrong choice, and then suddenly you realize that you're
Then you're fighting
in,
it for the rest of the rack. Yeah.
you're in trouble. A bit tricky now.
Yeah, I would say.
He tried to bump the 10 as a break ball. But also, again, this is the problem when you leave those difficult shots till the end.
And towards the end of the rack, he had to take a more difficult than average shot. And that's not what you want to be doing at the end of a rack.
Yep. But still, Kaci doesn't have a break ball, so he has to figure something out, keep the run going. John trying to figure out the technique, what went wrong. Actually, the 5 ball is quite nice for a break shot, coming underneath the stack. But this shot has to be perfect.
A little
Too
short, yeah.
Because actually now, if he slow rolls the 3 ball, he has to shoot really nice shot with the 10, as he probably goes down to end rail.
He has to get the rail, and he's got to get the right angle.
Yeah. So the speed has to be perfect. Or is it?
Now he's drawing. He's going to the other side.
He's trying to stun it.
Now he went to the other side with it.
Yeah, that's good angle, but really tough shot to make, as you want to spread those balls around, so you have to hit it hard, and there's some risks in that one. A bit too thick, then cue ball can go to the same pocket as 5 ball. A bit too thin, it can go cross bank.
And he's also shooting off the rail, which complicates
Yeah.
the issue. He's cueing it with a little bit of left. I don't know, he changed it. He's,
Does he have anything?
nothing very attractive.
No.
I think he can swing off the 8.
Can he see it to the middle?
Yeah. He's going into them, I think.
Yeah, he has the 6 there, so he can go now.
Okay. Or he can start with the 2 and he doesn't have a bridging problem.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was meaning that when he goes to the stack, he had the insurance ball there.
Right, yes.
Yeah, so makes always the shooting a bit easier, as you know that no matter what happens, if you make the ball, you still will have a ball to shoot. Bump the 10 like this, and everything's free. Normally, this is also one point that the not so experienced players make the mistakes as they solve all the problems and then they think that okay, yeah, this is going well, and suddenly they miss. Have to keep the focus all the time. Now just come a bit off the rail, shoot the 12 to the right corner and come to the middle of the table and shoot the 11. Just like this. Oh, he's using the 12 as a break ball. But this is also the one thing that is good when you have two balls on the possible break shots. So you can use either one of them. So that's also good to know. Some of the players like the break shot to be a bit further off of the rack, and some of the players like it close to the rack. So, but whatever works.
Thank you, 15 ball.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good, controlled break shot. And now he has the 10 ball all ready as a break shot if he wants to protect that one. But yeah, it's always nice when you make the break shot and something like in this case 15 comes up, so you don't have to start with super difficult shot. A bit of trouble there with 5, 7, 8 and 13, but not nothing too.
Okay, he's shooting away your 10 ball. Change of plan.
Yeah, I'm not reading this game right. Uh-oh.
This is a bigger mess.
Yeah.
I think this 3 ball combination, well,
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
it is. You know, these can be very, very embarrassing.
Lots of movement with the balls if he goes for the train. You have to actually shoot quite thin the 7 ball to
Yes.
get to the right side of the 8 ball. Hopefully the 8 won't lock up the 5, then you have another problem. Nice shot. What would you use as a break shot now?
He keeps on shooting them away.
Yeah. Probably is he on on the right side of the 6 ball to bump the 14 a bit up?
Yeah,
Or is he
we don't have the angle to see that.
straight in?
No, he didn't. Okay.
Actually, now if he slow rolls this, if he can see the 14, he can bump up the 3 ball to break shot. No, I think he was laughing a bit, so maybe
Yeah.
he overrun it a little. No, I think he's okay. No. Maybe 5 ball? Is it too low?
I
Or
think
is
it's
it
I think
good?
it's fairly low.
Because actually now he has quite good pattern there. 7, 1, 4, and then he's on the 5 ball. I think he overrun it a bit. Yeah. Actually, this would be good to just go from the end rail and come back, because from here there was risks that you could fall into, but this was a good shot. So a bit
I thought he
too
would take a little
yeah.
more angle than that.
Yeah,
I mean, it was quite easy to get more angle than he left himself with.
yeah. But sometimes players try to be too perfect. For example, in that case, stop shot would be good.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Because actually now the object ball takes off the most of the uh, velocity of the cue ball. So when you're hitting it full on the face, so then there's not too much action with the stack. Going 2 rails, one ground. That was quite good, but tough opening shot. As now he's going with the follow through, and then there's no insurance falls. So if he hits some of those lines straight in the face, he's going to be in the stack. Perfect shot. Uh-oh. A bit tricky.
Can't tell. He might be able to get it rail first. Yeah, I think
so
so.
too.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's not hooked, is he?
I don't actually know. Probably not, but still he's straight in. So you have to follow, then thin cut, 3 ball to the corner.
Okay, we know he's not hooked by he's taking the shot, but it was very close to doing
Yeah.
that.
But that is the thing with new cloth. As I said, it doesn't take the spins as much. So that was perfect example.
So he didn't have a choice of hitting that second ball. Wasn't fatal.
Two to the side, and then probably from the 6, maybe going to the stack a little, bumping those balls a little more apart. But actually the 12 makes the queuing a bit weird if he goes for that, or is it? So probably now 12 and then 6. Although he's a bit on the wrong side of the 12. So either go down to the 13 and then come back towards the rack. Oh, first time I got something right. Unbelievable.
He's beginning to listen to you. His game is going to improve. Okay, again, he used spin to make it pitch forward, get him closer to his next ball.
Actually, if he hits this perfect, he can get the 14 as a break shot and spread those 7, 4, 11, 9.
Hit a little hard for that, a little too much energy.
Yeah, he wanted to be sure that he has a shot after the break. Actually, now would be perfect to play 4, then bump the 7 to the corner, hit the 11, make a break shot, and then he would have the 9 there. But maybe yeah, that's okay.
Are they giving you a hard time?
No. They are laughing that all the Filipinos has Finland flags on the scoreboard. Maybe they want to be Finnish guys too. Actually, now he could go into the 11 and make that alternative break shot if he wants, but he doesn't want to risk it, so follow through. Oh, what now?
Well, he's wondering the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, in my opinion, a bit weird choice, but because this is really tough shot,
Yes, it is.
and getting the position to the 11 even tougher to get position to the 7. Nice shot. But actually this break shot that he's looking at, it's really difficult, as you
Oh, yes.
not so easy to get that cue ball off from the stack.
He's going to come in it very, very steeply.
Yeah, actually one of the first times ever I saw Mika play straight pull, it was back in Finland. We had this team nationals, and he was playing straight pull, so what you can do here is you can jack up a little, shoot the 7 to the corner, and the cue ball jumps
Hops
from
up.
the jumps
it's like
from
like a bomb. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
an old Willie Mosconi shot.
Yeah. Not too many players use that though. Now he has to put some side spin on and hopefully doesn't hit the 5 straight to the face, because then he will be there in the stack. No, that was good.
Let's see if he's got a lane going up. Yep.
Yeah. 2 ball is quite nice. And he only needs what he had? 110, so
Right, he needs all the balls on the table.
yeah, getting close to the finish line. But that is also one thing when you start to overthink everything.
Well,
Nice.
the other problem, and um, I had a misunderstanding with a player in the room, and we solved it all. But I was scoring a game. I wasn't the referee, and the player needed all the balls on the table, and he was playing as if to play for a break shot, you know,
Yeah.
and he was playing Mika, and he wound up missing, and Mika ran out the game, and then this other fellow, very nice guy, I'm not going to mention his name, he was upset with me. Why didn't I tell him that he didn't need to go to the break shot? And I said, I wasn't the referee, so I had no, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it wasn't my responsibility or even proper for me to say 3 balls to go or 5,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a referee's job. I was just a marker.
Yeah. And in my opinion, it's players' responsibility to know what is the score or what you have to do. You can't blame the referee or the marker if you miss and
Yeah.
lose.
But also what often comes up, and the last tracks are often very interesting because when you have a last track and you don't need all the balls, then you play it completely differently. You don't play you shoot away the break shots
Yeah.
in case you miss.
But yeah, looking good for Kaci. Whoa.
There's often some drama in the last track. He
Yeah.
didn't need to hit that ball.
Yeah, and I was just saying that there's not too much that can go wrong,
Yeah.
but if he shoot it a bit too hard. But I think he can see the. Can he see the 4? No. Yeah, just make sure that you pot the 15. You have 10, 3, 11.
Look
Whoa.
at that. The last track.
Yeah, but this is the thing when you start to overthink. Because probably he was just not so focused, and he was like, "Okay, I'm out."
Yeah, let's
So,
get out of here,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
So let's see if Mr. 400 can do some kind of comeback. Long way to go.
And in this round robin format, the points for and against are calculated in the standings, so they can figure in whether a player gets a bye or makes it to the next round. So, as Peter Burrows said at the players' meeting, you have to beat your opponent as badly as possible.
Yeah, that is that is true because we were just calculating our group's standings, and the winner of our group, it will be go with the difference of the balls. So, and I got beaten up pretty badly by Conrad, and Mario, he and Conrad played quite tough match. So the score was more tight. So let's see what happens. But yeah, mainly you want to do as Efren did yesterday and run the game out right away. Actually, somebody run the game out against Efren.
Yes, yeah, Tom
125.
Walters.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of these old school
Well,
straight pool
it's-
players.
I'm not quite sure I like that word "old" so much, Yanni, but okay, I get it. He's
And there's been lots of high runs yesterday and today. Today, Pagulayan run 125 out.
Um,
So pretty high,
Fyodor did as well, I believe. Yeah, yeah.
pretty high class straight pull here in Flushing, New York. Some job to do, figuring out the ball order. Doesn't look too happy. Have to be careful as there's all ball fouls in this tournament.
Hmm.
'But yeah, this is quite difficult position to be in, as you know, when if you miss, the opponent will definitely run the 5 balls. But still, you're happy to get another chance. Thirteen, 12, 1, 10, 14, 8 as a break shot. Doesn't like to slow roll it. Don't hit the eight. Good shot.
Ugly little cluster on the left rail there.
Yeah. Actually, he doesn't have easy access to those balls.
No, no, that's
He could go from here, but it's
yes,
so difficult checking up, hitting hard.
that's what he did, and
Yeah,
he did get a good result.
yeah. That was the problem. Again, now he could go from 15, but he would have to shoot really hard, maybe check up a little, and if he comes 2 rails, he would be screwed. He won't go there now. But it's crazy sometimes in straight pool that you might try go like 4 or 5 times to
Yeah,
some stack and you
keep on
just can't solve it.
keep on shooting bullets at it. Yeah.
And now as the balls get lesser and lesser, balls on the table, it gets much difficult. So that's why you have to work those problems right away. So you don't have to worry about them later.
Things got worse.
But
Yeah,
especially,
he can clip them now.
yeah, but this was the situation you said before that if you make 2 balls, that is no good.
Right.
If the 3 would go in, that would be no good. Now it's perfect.
So he had a free attempt there to make a break shot.
Yeah, but actually he can make one now if he hit them really good. Uh-oh.
Oh.
I think the 6 is fine now, but he has to do something with 11-14 as he can't fit both to the same corner now. But yeah, a bit lucky there on the break. So he's dealing the 11 now. Probably 11, 5, 12, then 14, and badam, he's on the break ball. Just middle to the table, middle of the table. A bit too slow.
Yep.
Actually, with these new Duramit balls, you can kill the cue ball from quite an angle. It doesn't have to be straight in to make a stop shot. You can, because the weighting system is made different in these balls than the normal Aramid
Right,
TV
right.
set. So it's easier to hold the cue ball.
Okay, 3 balls went down.
Can you see the 15 long corner? There's nothing else to shoot at. Yeah, I think he can see it. Oh,
Now he's going to
can't.
throw it. He's going to throw it. He can't see a ball. He's got to
Or is he?
go into this side pocket.
This is tough. What's he looking at? Combination?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Made it? No, no,
No.
no.
Whoa.
Okay.
That was a bit unfortunate
Yeah,
after a break shot like this. But that is also the beauty of straight pull. That sometimes even though you hit perfect and you spread the balls, you're somehow in the middle of the rack and you can't see a ball. So it will be probably over now. And hopefully I don't jinx it.
Well, you said it, so
Yeah.
playing for 4. Playing for 3.
Two to go. And one more. Doesn't have to shoot. Yeah, that's over. Thank you, folks. This was fun.
Okay, this is so, folks. We're celebrating Yanni's debut as a radio personality, and this will become a whole new career for him, no doubt. Nice working
We'll
with
see.
you. Thank
Yes,
you.
Thank you. Thank you.